Use the code CHICKEN in the shop.
Hey guys, the chicken is here. We are back today with another Boom Beach video. In today's video, guys, I think we made it. I think we're safe. I think the top 500 is a lock. It's a very slow-moving season, so we're going to go over cutoff stuff. I want to give a shout-out to my man Bradders for keeping track of this kind of thing. And yeah, if you guys enjoy the channel, make sure you subscribe. Big shout-out to those of you that have been using that code chicken in the shop. Does help to support and keep the big shiny chicken light on behind me. So thank you to those of you guys that do that. Season 51. We've got a day left. We got less than a day left. Well, by the time this comes out, it'll be the last day. So, yeah, I think we're parking it up. So I was playing last night, going a little bit crazy, but we were able to make a bit of a push back into 23. Now the frustrating thing is this is not my highest point this season. I made it to 23.41. Like a week ago, so that's always unfortunate when that happens, but it's hard to predict. You know, how things are going to move and what's going to happen. So I want to give you guys all the info and everything that you need going into the very last day of the season. So first off, I did change to this base. I think I already showed it in yesterday's video. There's no base out there really that was different enough to give an edge. They're all essentially the exact same. The difference is how you hit them. So we're going to cover mostly the attacks in this video. So now in terms of tech, this is what I was missing. I needed gunboat energy. And a lot of you guys were commenting that in the last video, you know, chicken, why don't you have GB? Because I was going to go troop damage or troop health first at 70R. Funny enough, I didn't actually end up going either of them. Going heavies and having brick with the heavy choppers and bombers was actually enough. So... I did get troop damage last night. That's what I was doing. So yeah, as we scroll through here, I would say the troop damage is helpful, but it certainly was not a big difference. It was not like I got troop health immediately back to 23. It was like I got troop health and I was win-loss. It was one of those pushes. So I would suggest, if you're still struggling, get more defense, because the shock blaster bases were such a pain to deal with, and unless you got a really perfect split and the bombers just went on that side that the shock blaster was on, it was really tough to deal with, and it could ruin attacks completely by itself. So very strong defense right there for 42 keys. Definitely recommend picking that up. Another thing that would be, you know, probably more important to get rather than troop health, artillery is nice, especially if you have the gunboat energy, because if you get artillery, everybody's got too many tokens at the end of the season. You can BART out the Sky Shield and then still have tons of GB left over. I think that's an overlooked thing that a lot of people aren't focusing on, is getting the artillery, because having the artillery means you don't have to use that 4th barrage on the Sky Shield. You can do 2 barrage and 2 or 3 artillery for like half of the gunboat energy cost. So you'll have way more GB left over for battle orders and shocks. Shocks are the biggest thing. So now we kind of talked about the tech. Those are the important things to get. I mean, you need everything. Right, you need everything, but those are probably some of the things that we're looking at, you know, towards the very end of the season in terms of unlocks. So, yeah, I would get maybe some of those things first. Troop damage, just get it. It is good. I mean, it's not amazing, but you kind of need it. You kind of need it to just be able to stay where you're at. If you don't have troop damage, it's a very uphill battle. You can still win, but it just makes it a lot more tough. So that's what we're doing in terms of tech. Now let's go over some of these attacks here. One of these guys fizzled. Shout out to Apex. He fizzled as well. And then we got it on, I was a 22, he was a 23, so I got a nice amount of stars on this one, and that was enough to put us back into rank 23. So let's go over this one. Now these times were, like, on the attack right now, in terms of times, you want to be aiming for like the 210, 215 range. That was definitely the magical number. Above 2 minutes for sure. And if not, then it's a toss-up. It's, you know, depends on how his attack goes. So as we look at this, basically what we want to do on all of these bases is we want to make sure that we're always shocking the critter launchers. That's the biggest thing on these attacks, because the critter launcher is going to massively, it's not going to kill, it's not going to cause you to fizzle, but it's going to massively slow down the attack. So if we can get those critter launchers shocked and out of the way, and not have to deal with them, then that's going to be huge in terms of our time. So I like to do this drop. Just throw them all down. We can flare out of defense if it's there. And the important thing is just get them moving. This is a base race meta, right? So just get them moving. Get them out there. Get them dropped. Get them shooting stuff. If we take a little bit more damage on one of the heavy choppers, or if the bombers have to eat a mortar, that's not the end of the world. Now, we switch back to using brick and battle orders. We parked Kavan. Kavan is good, and you can get good times with him. I just found it was super inconsistent. I was getting better times more consistently with brick. Brick was kind of a high risk, high reward. You have the chance to get a much faster time with her, but if you lose a bunch of bombers, there's no second wind safety net. You just lose. So, So we use brick with battle orders. You see, we lost a ton of bombers there on that right side. The biggest thing we're focusing on is we're just simply, like I said, we're just shocking those critter launchers, and I'm using battle orders on 3 bombardiers. So I mean, in this scenario, like as this attack is shaping up right now, it looks like Ivana would have actually done us a little bit better, but you'll see as everyone gets more condensed, that's when battle orders really starts to shine, is this area right over here. And then we did get a decent split where we got some guys going around on the left, and with that troop damage, even if we only have 4 bombers, they're still taking out the first thing that they're shooting at. So then at this point, shocking the critter launchers, using battle orders, and then barding out the sky shield. That was the 3 keys to success on these attacks, if you want to say it like that. Because what that does is it allows us to flare at the end of the battle. If we do get that barrage in, there we go. So yeah, we get that flare in, we get that second flare in, and again, just saves us 10, 15 seconds, whatever it is, in order to be able to move ahead. So that was the last one. That was the boss fight. Let's show you. Do we have a... This one was nice. This one was good against the 24. We got a better time. So this guy had a totally maxed out base. He went with the hot pot. I think at higher levels, like 24, 25 legendary, everyone was doing heavy chopper seeker attacks. So the hot pot was there primarily for seekers. Using bombardiers, it's kind of nice because we don't have to worry about it. So it ends up kind of being just like a regular base for us. But anyway, so on this attack, we did stuff a little bit differently. So he had the left side kind of put down here with nothing over here. So on those bases, we can split drop, because the goal of that is to get these bombers up here, kill all this stuff. These guys are over here, bard at the sky shield, flare, and away you go. I think I put brick on the right side, yeah, with the most bombardiers. I might have crittered that boom mine, I'm not sure. I guess not. And again, same thing, focusing on the same stuff. Battle orders, shock the critter launchers. Come on, chicken, there's one that's shooting at you. Okay, we went for critters instead. So, yeah, you see the left side, they're just simply clearing out that engine, shocking stuff as we need to. Now we're starting to shock the critter launchers. I'm not following my own advice here, but you guys get the idea at least. And yeah, the biggest thing was really just maxing out those heavies. That's what ended up being a huge game changer for us. Everything just lasted longer. They did a little bit more damage. You got to be really careful as you come through the middle here. These boom cannons can absolutely ruin your attack if you're not paying attention. So this one didn't have a flamethrower left on it. We already took it down, so we were able just to simply critter it. With that sky shield out of the way, that's going to allow us time to flare. And I didn't flare because they were already on that engine, and we were slowly starting to lose bombardiers. So we just went in for the barrage right there, and we were able to get a somewhat decent time. So that's your plan for the last day of the season, guys. Now, we are currently at... Oh, let's see. We were at 250-ish, I think, this morning. So we'll see, kind of get an idea of how fast it's going. A quick top 500 recap. It's not really moving that much. So, I mean, 246 with a day and a half left. That should be plenty. If we go down to the very bottom, it looks like, honestly, the top 500 is going to be somewhere in the 22 range. If it depends. It's always different. But I guess the trend from Bradders has been it hasn't moved fast enough in the last 8 seasons or so to end up going higher than 23 by very much. So I think just the goal would be get to 23 and then kind of see from there. So Yeah, but I think we're doing all right. We'll see what happens. We'll see what tomorrow brings. But the good thing is we won't go out of our chest, so we'll have enough to get Troop Health, Shock Blaster, go all in on the Tech Tree, the GB if we need to. So hope that helps you guys out. Let me know if you're parked, if you're done, what you think about the season down below in the comments. Tomorrow we'll do a wrap up and review on season 51. Let me know what you guys think. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you next one, guys. Chicken out of here. Back.